Hey guys, it's Let's Do This Gaming back with a different type of Adopt Me video. Yeah, I've been wondering if Adopt Me is just for rich kids now, because things are getting a lot more expensive in this game. For instance, when you start this game, you start off with this tiny little house and you get 100 Adopt Me bucks, which is kind of nice and yet not enough to really do anything. If we want to go ahead and change our houses, we can see the real costs of these houses. So just upgrading to a family home costs 489 bucks. We could go for a pizza place or even a big estate, which is nearly 1,000 bucks. And considering the only way to really earn money in this game is to be a baby, well, it takes us a long time to actually earn 1,000 bucks. Now, previously in the game though, we used to have these things called money trees, and the money trees would allow you to collect bucks every 5 minutes. Now, as you can see, I've recently collected, but you can get 10 bucks every 5 minutes from these money trees, but they don't exist anymore, so things have got a lot more expensive. Now, if you're new to the game and you needed to buy some Adopt Me bucks, well, as you can see here, they're pretty expensive. So for 1,385 Robux, you can get 3,000 bucks. And if we go over to fandom, we can see that approximately 1,000 Robux is equal to $10. So let's go back over and just quickly do the math. So $1 per 100 Robux. So it would actually cost you around about $6.50 just to get 1,400 bucks in this game. Now, why is that important? Because recently they've introduced a thing called pets. If we go over to the pet store, well, we can see that you can buy some eggs, and this is the only way you can get your pets. Now, 350 sounds quite reasonable, doesn't it? But you've only got a very small chance of getting a legendary. There are the $600 eggs, but these are the interesting ones. These are the royal eggs, and they cost $1,450 to buy. And as we saw, 1,400 bucks costs around about $6.50 US. So we are buying eggs at about $6.50 each. So that's pretty expensive because you've got no guarantees of actually hatching a legendary pet. So there is that too. Now, of course, if you were in a hurry and wanted to hatch those eggs, it's now 45 Robux. But when the Pets was launched, people would know that it actually was 95 Robux. So they've changed that too. Obviously a lot of people were complaining, we're having to play with their eggs just to hatch them and still not to get a legendary. But I'm not going to hatch an egg today. So is Adopt Me becoming a little bit too expensive? If we head over to the pet shop and we have a look and see what we can buy in the pet shop, well, it might surprise you that the only thing you can buy with Adopt Me bucks is a bag of food for $5. Now, there's all of this exciting stuff coming really soon and we have no idea what it's going to cost. But we do know that the Griffin costs 600 Robux. And we also know the horse costs 300 Robux. So if you wanted to complete your collection, well, you can't do it for free. Now, when you get your pet, they've recently introduced a Rideable Pets. How cool is that? You can actually ride on the pet. Now, this seems pretty good, and it seems like it could be a skill that you could learn, but no. You can't actually get a rideable pet unless you buy one of these potions. And the potions cost 150 Robux each. So that's $1 just to make your pet a rideable. So we'll say no thanks to that too. So it would make more sense if one of your pet's tricks could just simply be a ride. And maybe you have to get it past a fully grown pet to be able to do that. Now, we all know that that takes quite a bit of time in the game, and that would make a lot more sense. But it seems like the developers want to make as much Robux as they can from this game. So all these other items, it'll be interesting to see if they're actually items that you can buy with in-game bucks, or whether you need to pay a Robux for them. So there is that too. But this isn't the only thing that worries me about this game. Because now that we know the price of 1,500 in-game bucks, which we know is equal to $6.50, It means if we buy 3 of these massive gifts and get a donut rattle, another donut rattle, and a marsh balloon, well, that just cost me $6.50. Now, that seems a little bit rich, wouldn't you say? I think this game and the odds of opening some of these legendary items is a little bit too low for the amount of money that you need to spend. So I'm interested in what you guys think about Adopt Me. Do you think it's getting more expensive, especially now that the money trees have gone? And I mean, who actually buys these bucks? There's no way I would spend 4,500 Robux to get 10,000 Adopt Me bucks when I could grind that with money trees just in one day. And don't get me started on all of these game passes, because they're just becoming a bit ridiculous too. So there's the Make a Pet Permanent, the Celebrity Mansion, which I just didn't want to buy for myself because I actually didn't think it was that good of a house. So I ended up giving one of those away. The Legendary Royal Carriages, well, yeah, they're not so good at 1,400 Robux. The Heart Hoverboard was a little bit of fun and nobody uses them. The Family Home, 200 bucks, and a multi-bike for 99 Robux, what a bargain! The VIP Limo, you very rarely see those for 500 Robux. The Legendary Supercars, and there's another 1,000 Robux. If you want to get premium faces in the dress up, it's 200 Robux. But you can actually get access to a whole heap of faces already anyway, so why would you bother? And as I mentioned before, if you want to unlock the Legendary Griffin and Horse, well, that's going to cost you a Robux. Now, the Mermaid Mansion is Robux, Millionaire's Mansion Robux, and if you want a glider to get around, well, that's going to cost you some Robux. And here's the one that stung me, the DJ, Play Custom Music as Home. Well, I got that because I had a dance contest and I didn't think it was very good at all. Now the premium plots, well, that's a very interesting one as well. If we actually go over to here, we can see when we buy a premium plot, you get to put your house in town, but there is a one house spot here and the rest is on the outside of the map, so you might as well be in the neighborhood anyway. So that's kind of like a waste of money as well, because if someone beats you to it, well, you've got no chance of bumping them. So I think Adopt Me is becoming a little bit too expensive for casual players. What do you think? So let me know in the comments how much Robux you've spent on Adopt Me in the last month, and whether you spent more since the pets have come out. Because I'm getting a feeling this game is starting to be just for rich kids, or for people that have the money trees. Oh, and I'll leave you with this little joke from Bethink. Adopt Me becomes paid access. Your second emote is your reaction. It's not actually becoming paid access. Now, why would you joke about a thing like that unless you were testing the market to see how much reaction you would actually get? I read a lot of the tweets from Bethink and Ufisi, and they're all centered around making money out of this game. So with 400,000 concurrent users, I would say they're doing pretty well myself, but having to buy things like having Rideable Pets just seems a little bit over the top. So guys, that was a bit of a rant from me today. I like these rant videos because these sorts of things really get up my nose, and I like to make sure that all you guys are being looked after. That's why I do so many giveaways, because I feel like you guys are really missing out. Okay guys, so let me know in the comments what you think about Adopt Me. Is it becoming too expensive to play? Do we need to bring back the money trees? And do Rideable Pets just need to be something you can train your pet to do? And even if it takes a lot more time. I think that would be the best solution for pets, because games that exclude people without money aren't really good games at all. Alright guys, until next time, it's bye for now.